By the way, it turns out I have a golf trip with my boss this weekend. So I'm leaving all the moving preparations to you. There seem to be a lot of procedures to take care of, so make sure you handle it properly.
Wait, what? Are you serious? We talked about how this weekend would be hectic with the move. And now you're saying you've scheduled a trip?
Well, it's with my boss, you see. He invited me, and there's really nothing I can do about it.
But that's not acceptable. It's work-related, and you could have declined the invitation. Don't you think it's important to prioritize family during such a difficult time?
Hey, don't speak ill of my boss. He's just looking out for me. I want to get promoted, you know. You understand that, right? I can't keep catering to your whims all the time.
My whims? Are you kidding me? This is about our family. It's an important matter. I can't understand how you could even think this way. Why did you agree to go on this trip?
I'm the one who can't understand your reasoning. Are you saying I should prioritize you over my job? Seriously, you're acting like a tyrant. It's kind of scary.
That's not what I'm saying. Look, Derek, you've been acting strange lately. Ever since we decided to buy a new house, your attitude has changed. You never used to talk like this.
What? You're imagining things. I'm working hard to support our family. You should also try to understand my perspective and make some effort.
Well, I'm trying my best too. I'm working hard for the family, just like you.
If that's the case, then you should be able to understand me too. So instead, I'll have my parents help out. You could take care of everything else yourself. And by the way, I'm heading out for a drinking party now.
Wait, another drinking party today? You said you would be home for dinner. I've already cooked. Come on, Derek, are you even listening to me? This is getting ridiculous.
Look, this is just how it is. I need to maintain good relationships with my boss and colleagues. You know how important networking is in my line of work? This trip could lead to future opportunities, and I can't just turn it down.
But what about the move? What about us? I thought we were in this together. Don't you care about how stressed I am about all these preparations? It feels like you're putting your job before our family.
I understand that it's stressful, but there are things I need to do to secure our future. The new house is a big step for us, and I want to ensure that we're financially stable. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
Sacrifices? Is that what you call it? Sacrificing time with your family for a golf trip? I thought we agreed to work together to make this transition smooth for everyone involved. I feel like I'm the only one invested in this process.
You know that's not true. I'm doing this for all of us. Can't you see that? I'm trying to build a better life for us. It's not just about the golf trip. It's about my career progression.
Derek, your career is important, but so is our family. I need you here with me. I can't handle this alone. I thought we were partners, but lately it feels like you're just going through the motions. Your absence during such a critical time is not just disappointing, it's heartbreaking.
Look, I get it, and I do care. I want what's best for our family, too. But you have to understand the pressures I'm under. I'm juggling a lot right now. I want to make sure we have everything we need for our new home and our future.
I appreciate that you're trying to provide for us, but what good is it if you're not present? I don't want a life filled with material things if it means sacrificing our time together. I just need you here, supporting me as I navigate this process.
I promise I'll be there for you once I return from this trip. It's just a weekend after all. We can tackle the moving preparations together once I'm back. Just give me this time.
You don't seem to understand. A weekend feels like an eternity when I'm dealing with everything on my own. I thought we would be sharing these moments, and instead I'm left here to manage it all. It's not fair.
I know it seems unfair, but you have to trust that I'm doing this for us. I promise it will pay off in the long run. The more effort I put into my job now, the more secure our future will be.
Trust? It's hard to trust when I feel like I'm not a priority in your life. Every time you choose work over family, it chips away at that trust. You may not realize it, but it creates a rift between us.
I never meant to create any distance. I care about you and our family more than anything else. I hope you can see that this trip is just a small part of the bigger picture.
I just wish you'd see things from my perspective for once. I need you here. Not just physically, but emotionally. It's disheartening to feel like I'm going through this alone.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll do my best to make it up to you. I'll make sure to be more involved once I'm back. Can you give me that chance?
I'll try, but it's difficult. I want to believe that you care, but actions speak louder than words. Please, just think about how your choices affect us.
I will, I promise. Just hang in there a little longer.
All right, Derek. But I really hope you understand how much this means to me. I need you, especially now.
I promise I'll be back before you know it, and we'll tackle everything together. Just try not to worry too much while I'm away.
Okay, I'll do my best. But please, think about what I've said.
I will. I promise to do better. You know, I saw you getting scolded by your mom again this morning. It's honestly hilarious how she calls you a terrible wife. It just proves that what I've been feeling all along wasn't wrong after all.
Well, about that, I just can't take it anymore. Seriously, why do your parents have to live with us? They just moved in without asking and expect to live here with us. It's so frustrating. And what's worse is that I'm treated like some kind of servant. It's unbearable to have to deal with this every single day.
If you're gonna be a good wife, you should at least have the kindness to let your in-laws stay in a new home with you. Your mom being strict is just her way of teaching you how to be a better wife. If you don't like it, you can just leave.
Wait, are you serious?
Of course! Do you think I'm joking? Go ahead and try leaving if you can. I've already filled out the divorce papers and handed them to you, right? You've got all the necessary documents with you, don't you? But let's be real, you won't actually go through with it. No one's gonna want to pick up a 30-something woman like you, especially not with your attitude. The chances of finding a second husband after a divorce are basically zero for you.
Do you really think so?
I absolutely do. If you think you can leave, then go ahead and try it. Just know that once you walk out that door, you're never coming back.
Thank you. I'll be leaving right away, so goodbye.
Wait, what? Hold on! You really aren't being cute right now, acting all stubborn like that.
No, I'm not acting stubborn. I really mean it. I'm leaving, so goodbye.
You're actually serious?
Yes, I am. I've made up my mind. I'm leaving for real.
But you You can't just throw everything away like that. What about the life we built together?
Life? What life? Living like this, being treated like a maid in my own home? That's not living at all. I refuse to put up with this kind of nonsense any longer.
You really think you could just walk out of here and find a better life? Who do you think will take you in? You'll be back before you know it.
You don't know that. I'm done with this. I can't keep living in a situation that makes me miserable. I've reached my breaking point, and I deserve to be happy.
Sure, go ahead and say that, but you know deep down you'll regret this. It's not as easy as it sounds. What will you do when you realize you've made a huge mistake?
It won't be a mistake. I'm ready to take the leap. I deserve to live my life without constantly feeling like a burden.
But you're acting impulsively. If you really thought this through, you could lose everything.
I'd rather lose everything than keep living this way. I want a chance to start over, to find a life where I'm treated with respect.
You're acting like a child, making decisions without considering the consequences. Is this really how you want to handle things?
I'm not a child. I'm taking control of my life for once. I won't let anyone dictate how I should live.
Fine. Do whatever you want. Just remember, you're the one making this choice.
I will, and I'm excited about it.
You really think you're going to find a better situation?
Yes, I do.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Just don't come crying back to me when you realize how tough it is out there.
I won't. It'll be fine.
Hey, Hadley, where the hell are you? Get back home right now!
What? We're divorced, remember? So can you stop giving me orders? You don't have that right anymore.
What do you mean? You haven't paid the mortgage even once! Am I supposed to pay for everything now?
Yes, that's the case. Is that shocking to you? This is your house where you and your parents are living, right? It's only natural that you should pay the mortgage for your own home.
I don't understand! Weren't you the one paying for it?
No, I wasn't. I noticed something was off with you, and I thought it was strange. So I decided to hold off for a bit and trust my instincts. And sure enough, your parents moved in. To make matters worse, they seem to think I'm some kind of servant, using me however they please, while you're just as useless. I have no money to pay for the happiness of such people.
What the hell? I thought I could happily live here because you bought the house! My parents were really happy about it too!
I submitted the divorce papers and changed the ownership to your name at that time. Since you haven't paid the mortgage even once, it's all on you now. If you want to keep living here, you should just pay the mortgage yourself. It'll be a tough road ahead, but your paying the mortgage will allow you to maintain your family's happy lifestyle, right? You should completely abandon any naive thoughts about needing my help. You just need to figure it out on your own.
There's no way I can afford that! I have various expenses besides my family!
Huh? That's just being spoiled. You've been depending on me all this time while using all your money for your own whims. From now on, you'll have to handle everything yourself, from your parents to the mortgage. If you can't do that, then you should give up on having a happy life.
It's impossible! I want to go golfing with my boss, too! There's no way I should have to pay the mortgage. I didn't buy the house with this in mind.
Then you should reflect on your actions. You have relied on me for everything, from household matters to living expenses, while you've been spending all the money you earned on yourself. The fact that you mistook me for your servant is just your bad luck.
What can I do about that? You're the one who's capable and can handle everything. And you don't have any expensive hobbies, so why can't you manage this? I just made you cook because you said you enjoyed it. You've been able to do what you like, right?
Huh? Get your facts straight, you jerk. I won't happily cook meals for a worthless person like you who does nothing for the family. On top of that, your mother keeps complaining and trying to adjust the seasoning to her taste, making the food taste ridiculous. After she messes everything up, she blames me for it. You've always been on your mother's side, and if you thought I was enjoying cooking in that environment, then your perception is completely off.
That's awful. You didn't have to say all that. I'm just working hard and using that money to have some fun. If I can't get along with my mother, it's your fault.
In that case, I'll also use the money I earn for myself. I can't keep spending money on groceries for your parents and wasting my time cooking. I won't be paying the mortgage for a house where such people live comfortably anymore.
Why do you have to say it like that? Fine, let's have a talk about this. Talk face to face with your parents. If we do that, we'll definitely be able to understand each other better.
Understand each other? That's impossible. And even if we could understand each other, what would that accomplish for me? There's no benefit for me in that. What you want is an understanding. You want to keep using me as your servant to your advantage. You just want to manipulate me, but your words don't resonate with me at all.
Why would you think that? I wouldn't bother contacting you like this if I didn't want to try again. I wouldn't send a message like this if I didn't want to get back together.
I don't want to get back together with you, and I'll say it clearly. You just want to make me your servant again. Your methods are sickening, and don't think I'm clueless about everything.
What are you talking about?
You'll understand eventually. Now, let's break this down a bit more. I can't believe you have the audacity to act like this after everything that's happened between us. I remember when we first moved into this house, I thought it would be a fresh start for both of us. But then your parents moved in and everything changed. I felt like I was being suffocated. You might not see it, but it felt like my life was no longer my own. I was constantly walking on eggshells, trying to please everyone but myself. Do you even realize how it felt to have your parents dictate what goes on in our home? It was supposed to be our sanctuary, a place where we could create our own memories and build our lives together. Instead, I was stuck playing the role of a housekeeper and a servant. And what did you do? You just sat there, enjoying the perks while I dealt with the mess. You acted like it was all fine, and that everything was normal. But deep down, I was drowning in the situation. I tried talking to you about it, but you brushed me off. You'll get used to it, you said. They're just trying to help. Help? What kind of help is it when I'm the one who ends up doing all the work? I felt so alone in that house, alone in our relationship. The fact that you didn't see that really hurt me. And now you come here, demanding that I pay for a house I don't even want to live in anymore. You've got to be kidding me. You act like I owe you something. Like I should feel grateful for the life you've given me. Newsflash, I'm not grateful. I've spent too long putting up with your selfishness and your parents' interference in our lives. I'm back, Hadley. I'm all set. Cameron, thank you. Finally, this moment has come. Yeah, it really has. You've worked so hard. You've endured so much with that worthless guy. Your in-laws just moved in without permission and treated you like a slave. I would have been tempted to call the police if I were in your shoes. Thanks for understanding. You have no idea how many times I almost lost my mind during all of this. But now I can finally get my revenge, and I intend to make him regret treating me like this. Once this is all over, I'm going to find my own happiness, and thinking that I can finally put this behind me actually makes me feel amazing. That's right. At first, I was really worried about whether I should tell you or not, but I guess it was the right choice after all, right? Of course. I'm actually really grateful to you for this. You see, I originally felt something was off, but I just ignored it and pretended not to notice. If I had continued doing that, I would have ended up living a life of enduring all that forever. I would have kept putting up with the bullying and petty remarks from those awful in-laws. And you were the one who saved me from that. That might be true, but... Plus, you didn't just shock me, you also proposed solutions. I'm really thankful for that. I'm glad to hear you say that. Some people might say it's better not to tell the person directly. They might think, what's the point of telling them? It's just mean-spirited. But with everything you've been struggling with regarding your own parents, I wanted to show you that this family dynamic is strange. And I wanted you to be happy with someone who truly deserves you. Yeah, I can definitely feel that sentiment. Thank you for always thinking about me. You've really helped me a lot with the situation. Just a little bit longer. I appreciate your support.
Hey, Hadley! What the hell is this? Why did you send me something like this?
Why, you ask? Well, it's because I'm expecting you to pay me some compensation.
Huh?
It's not, huh? Of course it is. After all, you were involved with another woman while you were married to me.
How do you know about that? And why are you sending me this now of all times?
It's not now or later. This is about the time when we were married, so I thought I should settle things properly before cutting ties with you.
What the hell does that mean? You send me something like this, videos and photos, and let my parents see them too. It's nothing but humiliation.
Oh, is that so? Then maybe you shouldn't have done something that would end up being embarrassing from the start, huh? You adored me and excluded me from your parents' lives, and yet seeing your mistakes revealed should be nothing to worry about.
That's a different story. When did you notice all this?
I felt something was off from the beginning. However, my certainty changed when my best friend told me she spotted you with that woman at a fancy hotel lounge.
What the hell? Why didn't I hear about this?
Of course you wouldn't have. While you were off in your own world, my best friend turned pale and sent me proof with photos. She said, "Isn't that Hadley's husband with another woman, enjoying themselves in the hotel lounge? Surely that can't be right."
Was it really me? You must be mistaken, right?
It was definitely you, clear as day. Do you understand? You wore that outfit when you came home, and I remember how I felt when I chose that outfit for you.
That's...
My best friend was probably heartbroken over it too. She was conflicted about whether or not to tell me if she was really Hadley's husband, but she decided she couldn't keep pretending not to know when she was with me. She said if I was being deceived, I needed to know the truth and be able to find my own happiness. She even introduced me to a detective.
Well, it's not like that's such a big deal. You're just overreacting. You women really have a way of making everything about yourselves. Isn't it normal for a guy to mess up sometimes?
Don't try to brush it off like that. And why are you acting like you represent all men? Not every guy is like that in this world. If you're saying that seriously, then you're just a piece of trash.
What are you talking about? Your father did the same thing, didn't he? That's why your family fell apart, and you've been playing the victim, always fighting. You said that yourself. You know better than anyone that guys are like that. What are you expecting?
So you really are that kind of person, huh? That's right. I grew up in a family like that. Both of them had other partners outside of the family, acting like victims, while I, as a child witnessing this, learned to be suspicious of people. That's why I picked up on your suspicious behavior rather quickly. It's ironic, isn't it? I didn't want to create a family like that, yet here I am, married to a guy who does just that.
You're starting to understand, huh? That means you bear some responsibility too, right? You chose me after all.
Do whatever you want.
What did you say?
I don't care what you think of me. Feel free to laugh at me as the poor, foolish woman who was betrayed by you with another woman. That's the truth after all. I got hurt again because I caught a worthless man. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm the victim here.
Don't change the subject. You chose me on your own, so realize that you were wrong and that it's your fault your husband was taken away by another woman. And just keep quiet. Don't do any more unnecessary things.
So I'm telling you, do whatever you want. I already knew you were the self-centered type of guy. That's why I believe getting a divorce was the right choice. So, I was prepared for you to come back at me like this.
What? Do you even understand? So stop exaggerating.
Whether or not to make it a big deal is up to you. I sent the same incriminating documents to your girlfriend too. Today is your day off, so I'm sure you two are fighting right now.
Huh? Hey, no way! You're not serious, are you?
Of course, I am serious. I fully intend to demand a hefty compensation from you. You freely expressed your theories, but it's great that you admitted it yourself and gave a proper statement. Now I have more evidence, and there's no way I'm losing.
Hey, wait! You didn't set me up, did you?
You don't need to worry about that. I've got everything prepared so that even if you don't admit it, it's all good. But I'm glad I was able to hear your opinion. Now that I know for sure you're a piece of trash, I can crush you without any hesitation.
No, wait! Getting others involved is really too much! We were the married couple, right? We should solve this ourselves! I said too much! I'll apologize properly!
Your apology isn't worth a single penny. You're the one who did something wrong, so you're the one who's going to face the consequences. No matter how much self-centered nonsense you try to lay out, the one who will be laughing in the end is me. You've tormented me for so long. Now it's time for you to pay for your sins and fall into hell. As I looked at Derek, it was clear he was in a state of panic. The once confident demeanor he had maintained throughout our tumultuous relationship was now replaced with an unmistakable sense of dread. He attempted to apologize, trying to express remorse for everything that had happened between us. It was almost comical how desperately he sought forgiveness at that moment. However, I couldn't help but feel that his apology was nothing more than an act of self-preservation. For me, an apology that seemed to be motivated by guilt and fear of consequences held no true value. I had endured so much pain because of his actions, and merely saying, "I'm sorry," would not erase the suffering I had experienced. So, instead of accepting his half-hearted attempt at reconciliation, I firmly asserted my demand for compensation. It was time for Derek to face the consequences of his choices, and I was resolute in my pursuit of justice. The emotional scars he had left on me were deep, and I wanted to ensure that he understood the gravity of his actions. As I laid out my case for the compensation I deserved, I could see the despair wash over him. He realized that he was not in a position to pay me what I was asking for. The truth was, he had not only betrayed me, but had also accumulated financial burdens that he could no longer manage. With a heavy heart, I watched as he grappled with the reality that he and his family would now face the consequences of his betrayal. News quickly spread about the repercussions of Derek's actions. It wasn't long before I heard the whispers about his family's downfall. Unable to cope with the financial strain caused by the compensation I sought, they ultimately lost everything. Their home, their stability, and their sense of security all crumbled as a result of his choices. It seemed fitting in a way. They had treated me like I was expendable, and now they were experiencing a taste of the chaos they had inflicted upon me. I couldn't deny that a part of me felt a sense of satisfaction at the turn of events. Here was a man who had caused me immense emotional turmoil, and now he was facing the consequences of his actions. In a twisted way, it felt like poetic justice. After everything they had put me through, I couldn't help but think, serves you right. Their descent into homelessness was a stark reminder of how quickly things could change. The very individuals who had once held power over me, who had dismissed my feelings and my worth, were now struggling for basic necessities. It was a bitter irony that I found myself savoring. In the aftermath of this turmoil, I realized that I had emerged stronger. I had fought for my dignity and my right to be heard. No longer would I allow myself to be a victim of someone else's poor choices. Instead, I had taken a stand, demanding what was rightfully mine. It was a powerful realization that shifted my perspective on the entire situation. As Derek's attempts to apologize faded into the background of my life, I found myself contemplating the lessons I had learned from this ordeal. The pain he had caused me had been profound, but it had also ignited a fire within me. I was no longer willing to accept the treatment I had endured. This realization marked a turning point in my journey. I began to focus on rebuilding my life, using the strength I had gained from confronting Derek to propel me forward. I refused to allow his actions to define me any longer. Instead, I set out to create a future that was free from the shadows of my past. I sought support from friends and family, and they rallied around me during this challenging time. Their encouragement reminded me of my worth and helped me see that I was not alone. I began to embrace the idea that I could rewrite my narrative, crafting a story that was rooted in empowerment rather than victimhood. With each passing day, I found myself growing more resilient. I focused on self-care and healing, allowing myself the time and space to process everything that had happened. It was a journey filled with ups and downs, but I was determined to emerge from it all stronger than before. Derek's attempts at reaching out to me gradually faded into oblivion. I had moved on from the need for his apologies or explanations. I was no longer interested in his words. I was more concerned with my own healing and growth. I had learned that I deserved better, and I was committed to creating a life that reflected that belief. As I continued on this path, I found solace in the knowledge that I had taken control of my own destiny. I was no longer a pawn in Derek's game. I was the one holding the pieces. This sense of agency empowered me, and I started making choices that aligned with my newfound values. Derek's downfall, while unfortunate, was a reminder of the importance of accountability. He had taken advantage of my kindness and trust, and now he was facing the repercussions of his actions. I had no sympathy for his plight. After all, he had chosen to betray me. In my heart, I felt a sense of closure. The pain I had experienced was still present, but it was no longer a defining factor in my life. Instead, I began to view it as a catalyst for growth. I had learned valuable lessons about trust, resilience, and the importance of standing up for myself. With each step I took away from the darkness of my past, I felt lighter. The burden of Derek's betrayal began to lift, and I could finally breathe without the weight of anxiety pressing down on me. I was embracing my independence, and it felt liberating. Over time, I realized that this experience had transformed me in ways I hadn't anticipated. I became more aware of my worth and less willing to tolerate disrespect in any form. I had emerged from the fire, forged into a stronger version of myself. Derek's name slowly faded from my thoughts, replaced by a newfound sense of purpose. I began pursuing my passions, setting goals for myself that were aligned with the person I had become. Each accomplishment, no matter how small, was a testament to my resilience and determination. I found joy in the little things, spending time with friends, exploring new hobbies, and investing in my own personal growth. I was no longer defined by my past. I was crafting a future that was filled with hope and possibility. As I looked ahead, I could see a life that was vibrant and full of opportunities. I no longer felt the need to dwell on the negativity that had once surrounded me. Instead, I embraced the idea that I was the author of my own story, and I had the power to shape it as I saw fit. In the end, Derek's downfall served as a reminder that life had a way of balancing the scales. While I may have experienced pain and suffering, I had also discovered strength and resilience. I was grateful for the lessons learned, and I looked forward to the future with optimism. This chapter in my life was just the beginning of a new journey, one that was marked by growth, self-discovery, and the unwavering belief that I deserved happiness. No longer would I allow anyone to dictate my worth. I was taking the reins, and I was excited to see where this journey would lead me. With each new day, I was reminded of my power and my potential. I had weathered the storm, and now I was ready to embrace the sunshine. The future was bright, and I was determined to make the most of it. I had come so far, and there was no turning back now. In this newfound sense of freedom, I found the courage to explore uncharted territories of my life. The possibilities were endless, and I was ready to dive in headfirst, fueled by the knowledge that I had the strength to overcome anything that came my way. So, as I moved forward, I carried the lessons learned from this experience with me. I was a survivor, a warrior in my own right, and I would not let the past dictate my future. I had reclaimed my life, and I was ready to write the next chapter with purpose and passion.